Armageddon experiment here again. Um, kind of going over some of the basic stuff. Really, as the crappy handwriting in the notes section of my phone, getting your start. Um, this isn't necessarily just for new people either. If if you don't have one of these things, then you should probably do that. So we're gonna go from most important. Some would say most important, least important. Some would say whatever. I don't script these, so just bear with me. Most important thing here is going to be food, like food, water, whatever. Set your own goals here, right? Like start with 1 week, like move on to 1 month, like etc. Right? And the way that I like to think about it is not what you're projected to get, not what you can get. Oh, but what is on hand today, right now. Like if you turn, the way I like to think about it a lot is if you turn the latch of the door of your house, how long can you be in there until you're completely out of food? Right? This goes into more planning where it's how much time do you think you're going to need to get more? You know, maybe having a month's worth of food for everyone in your house. Like actually, not just, oh, I'm going to ration and I'm going to eat one meal a day. No, the fuck you are not. So keep that in mind. Keep things realistic. It's always better to ballpark it where you'll always think you don't have enough than you have too much, because then you don't run out. Going on to movement. What I mean in movement is if you have a 5-year old, okay, you are not going to be making tactical movements on foot. It's not happening. I don't care how fit your wife is. I don't care how many people you have in your party, especially if you have children. That's not happening. And one thing we have to consider about movement is that after the movement can still function. All right. Yeah, my handwriting's awful. I mean, whatever. Turn your ears on. Um, what I mean by that is that, I know so many people are like, oh, I can backpack for 15 miles a day. Well, after that, you're fucking spent. It doesn't matter. Actual realistic movement. If you need to go get an off road vehicle, I mean, go get one. I understand that's not really in everybody's budget. I'm a poor myself. I don't have access to those things. But perhaps looking at your vehicle situation and thinking, maybe I should act early so the roads are still open, what have you. But you need to look at movement, because with movement also comes getting your food and all the other things we're about to talk about and moving those items. Your petite 100-pound girlfriend isn't going to put on a 50-pound backpack and walk 10 miles. Like, that's not going to happen. So you need to take a really serious look at how are we going to move around. Now, if you live out in the country, you probably don't need to move around very much at all. However, if you're in the city, the food stops coming. Well, then you probably have a problem, right? So, a big common theme with all of this is to basically just ensure that you're taking a hard look at what you actually have and not what you have on a good day. For communication, it's calm, right? I can't spell, go fuck yourself. Communication is incredibly important, obviously. Now, you're inevitably going to have to leave your home. Like, let's just say that there's, you know, like whatever scenario you want to come up with to justify this when you talk to your mom about it is whatever. Essentially, it's a matter of what can you do with infrastructure and without infrastructure. And what I mean by that is if you have radios, do you require repeaters? Do you own those repeaters? Do you have access to them? If it's just some radio club that most colleges have, by the way, the repeaters are open to the public. You don't have control of that repeater. If it goes down, it goes down. Now, I'm not saying to not use those, but at the same time, too, keep in mind that that's not yours. Do you have Meshtastic nodes? Those are great. You own that. So, maybe looking into things like HF or shortwave, or, getting your own repeaters that you can set up. Whatever tickles your fancy, just know that cell phone lines may not be the best course of action in the event of, again, whatever you use when you talk to whoever about it. Security. This is the part people fuck up the most. Round count. Everybody wants to have the big Gucci AR, the big whatever. I mean, look, an SKS in the hands of a fit and knowledgeable person, that's dangerous. And, an anecdotal story, at the range with one of my buddies, ran into a fat dude with a frickin' Trevor. Okay, fat piece of shit, has a $2,000 rifle. Okay, that's dumb. That is just dumb. Having 100,000 rounds of 5.56 and having just like the normal grocery shopping amount of food in your house, you're retarded. And if that's you, and I just called you retarded, and you're like, oh my gosh, good, take a breath for a second and realize maybe you should sell some of those rounds and buy some food for you and your family, because everybody in the gun community wants to pander on and on and on about how it's going to get hot, it's going to get lethal. It very well may fucking not. It might not. And we're going to talk about deterrence here in just a moment, but everybody wants to get like grenade launchers and shit when we don't have food, we don't have water filtration, we don't have any elements of reconnaissance, we don't have all these other things, we don't have a good pack, don't have good boots. People who don't own a pair of gloves are running around out here saying, oh, I've got 500,000 rounds of 5.56, come at me, bro. I'm like, yeah, I will. I'm going to set upside your house for a week, and I'm going to wait till you starve to death. I'm not saying having a good rifle is bad. I have a great rifle. And I would encourage everyone to purchase and train with a great rifle. I understand PSA is mixed whatever, shit. There's a point where you get what you pay for, right? So you don't need a rifle for every occasion. A 16-inch American carbine from BCM or some shit is probably going to be just fine for whatever the fuck you are doing. Quit listening to these people on this website or on Rumble or fucking whatever. They're like, oh, well, I have this whatever. It's like, I promise, violence of action, good planning and training is what's going to keep you alive, not your Mark 18 clone fucking gun. With that said, optics, lasers, if you don't have night vision, you need to work on getting it. There's some awesome resources on YouTube about building your own, like buying used European tubes and 3D printing them and shit. Highly recommend you get monocular night vision, analog Gen 2 night vision for less than $1,000. I mean, it's out there. You can do it. A monkey can fucking do it. Everything, the instructions are detailed and everything's online. If you can read, you can build your own motherfucking night vision. I'm going to touch on security a little bit more. It's deterrence. I don't have a thing on here because, I don't script these and, whatever. Deterrence can mean two different things. You win every fight you are not in. So I'm going to say that again for the people in the back. You win every fight that you're not in. If you have a family, let's say you have children, okay, getting into a gunfight over something stupid and your kid growing up an orphan, like that's retarded. What I would recommend everybody to do is hop online or do whatever, go out and purchase a fucking drone. You can get them. Yeah, the good ones are kind of expensive. Like, I know you can build your own, whatever. You get a fucking drone, you can fly that motherfucker around and, like, talk about doing reconnaissance. You know, don't destroy your drone, right? Keep it in good working condition, take it out, fly it, get good at it, kind of figure out, like, you get one with software, like TrackMe or fucking whatever. Oh, hey, I think I see somebody over there. Bzzz, there it goes. Let's go look. Also, if you have to evacuate somewhere and you're trying to figure out with your wife what the best way to go is, how the traffic is, just put the drone up in the air real quick. Get you a little quad. Oh, there it goes. Oh, shit. Hey, let's go this way instead. Right. Also, right, we're talking a little about reconnaissance. You should probably figure that out, because knowledge is power. If I am moving to hit an objective, right, let's say I'm going to do a raid because big homie down the road has a fucking generator he keeps on outside. Don't run generators inside. I mean, do, I guess, it's your fucking business. And I'm like, ooh, I'm going to go do it because he has fucking toilet paper in his house. And I get buzzed by a fucking drone, like, I'm leaving. I don't know if they're going to drop shit on me with the drone. Do not do that. You're going to blow your fucking fingers off. But secondly speaking, like, I know they know where I'm at and what I've got and what I'm doing. They've seen my face. They've seen what I look like. They've seen the kit I'm wearing. They've seen the weaponry that I have. If I'm rolling up with the motherfucking homies, what we've got, what have you. So, big thing with that, like a $500 fucking drone. Like, oh, but it's not, it's not like, hack. No, nobody's gonna hack your shit, dude. And if you're really worried about it, build your own shit. I don't know what to tell you. But the resources are available. Just look it up. Just look it up. There's fucking nerds everywhere. You go to a fucking radio club, they're going to know everything about radio ever. So maybe go down there and talk to the fucking nerds that do it. Oh, I need security. Hit up. Everybody's got a homie that was in the army or in the military. Go hit them up. Look this shit up online. You can literally buy manuals off of fucking Amazon. Literally buy manuals. Don't reinvent the wheel. Get yourself a $20 fucking manual. Matter of fact, they're free online. Just look it up. PDF. Boom. There. You got it. Look it up. Get with your people. Do your little, like your little plans and shit. Like, oh, that's what we're going to do. Make that shit happen. Right. With food. Food preservation. Food whatever. Refrigerators were not a thing in human history up until very recently. I promise you, like, people used to sail around on the ocean and eat meat every day. Okay. There are ways to preserve food. You dry it, you can salt it, you can dig a cellar out in the fucking ground. Right? Now, you're not going to have strawberries all year round, because that's a new thing. Just keep that in mind, that you don't necessarily need to go buy, a cajillion dollars worth of Mountain House meals. Canning, drying, salting, what freezing even, you have power, I mean, what have you, are all probably better options as far as nutrition goes, whatever. Looking at nutrition, there's a bunch of nutritional hippies on fucking Reddit. If you're like, oh, Reddit, just a bunch of leftists. Well, the leftists know how to eat fucking plants. So, go look them up, read that shit. Like, there's off-roading communities, there's forums all over the internet of dudes in their midlife crisis, doing shit. Like, look this stuff up, read about it, and go out and try it. Go out and try it. Like it's not. I don't think it's that difficult. The big barriers to entry with this, if you don't take anything else away from this, is this right here. Food. If you can't survive a month with the food you have in your house, you need to reconsider what you're doing, and that needs to be your priority. Communication. Like, you need to be able to talk to you, talk to your fucking homies, talk to your family, like whatever you deem necessary for communication. Hey, pro tip, you can do text only and go a lot further. That might suffice for you. I don't know. I'm not you. Movement. Right? Be realistic. You're not humping an 80-pound back for more than 2 days. It's not happening. Anybody say, "Oh, it is happening, it's whatever," then tell them to go fucking do it. Like, no, it's not happening. And as far as security goes, if you're not physically fit, you're gonna fucking die. Right? Like, I mean, I hate Grantham. The dude went out, did a bunch of shit with his wife, whatever, but he's right. If you are not fit, you are going to get killed by somebody who is. If you not have night vision and you don't put yourself in a fucking spider hole all night long, you are going to get killed by somebody who has it. If you don't have some sort of thermals, go get it. You are going to get killed by somebody who has it. The biggest piece, the last piece of this, and I said it for the end on purpose, is community. You cannot do this by yourself. So I know a lot of you people want to like sit around and play fucking Call of Duty all day or whatever. But the big thing is this right here. Make friends. It's a lot easier to defend 5 families with 5 able men than 1 family with 1 guy. You can pool costs together to buy the more expensive items. I promise, if you do these things, you're going to be successful. See you later.